With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All of our representatives are currently busy. Please stay on the line, and your call will be answered by the next available representative. The estimated hold time is currently less than 96 minutes. You are currently caller number 32.
Are you tired of getting blown out of the water by other web hosting solutions? At BladeNode.com, our affordable web hosting and quick customer support is our #1 priority. BladeNode Web Hosting was started with a mission to provide premium hosting at half the price as other hosts without sacrificing features, reliability, and 24/7 customer support with a live technician. Join our community today by visiting BladeNode.com and using promo code BLADE10 for 10% off your first package.
Good evening and welcome back. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series fires off here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the championship night. That's right, tonight we crown our season champion. Very close points battle up at the top of your point standings. Tanner Tallarico just 12 points in front of that 71 of Brett Hahn. Both of those drivers quickest in happy hour. How you doing? How you feeling tonight, race fans out there in TV land? Glad you could all join us. Darkside Dave in the cave bringing you all the calls here for Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Speaking of your championship points and how they are shaking down here as we head into tonight's final race of the season, we'll go ahead and throw them up on the screen for you so you can take a look at them with us. There you can see Tanner Tallarico just in front of Brett Hahn. 12-point difference separating those top two drivers. Tom Richter right there in the third spot out of the D's Lug Nuts Inc. A little bit behind the 8-ball, 31 points back. Not really going to be able to close that points gap by the end of tonight's race. So battling for that third, fourth, and fifth spot coming into tonight's final race. Tom Richter, Chris, Dean, Crank, Bell, all right there with each other within just a handful of points. You can see Dean and Bell tied right now, just slightly ahead of Eddie Behan. Behan, if he can win tonight's race and some of those drivers in front of him have a little bit rougher of a night, he may be able to catapult himself up inside the top 5 and possibly up to that third spot by the end of tonight. 115 laps scheduled in the official race distance here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Track looking pretty sweet out there. Everything looks pretty good. I tell you what, let's go ahead and toss up some of that information for you as well. There you see 104-degree track temperature. Not really too hot here. Atlanta Motor Speedway coined Hot Atlanta because of how hot the track surface and temperatures usually tend to get. Drivers begin to slip and slide around just a little bit. Track very, very abrasive. Looks like final few minutes as you see the flag man waving the checkered flag on happy hour. That's in the books. We're ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight in your qualifying session. And as drivers hit the track, we will join them out on the raceway. How you doing? How you feeling? Once again, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight for the championship race here in Cyber Thunder's Pro Cup Series, brought to you by BladeNode.com. You tired of your web hosting problems? You tired of getting your connections throttled? Head on over to BladeNode.com. Got simple web solutions powered by nerds. Let's see who we've got out there on track. Looks like Kyle Jetty out there on track. We'll join Jetty as he is already laying down his fast times. There you see him working his way back across the stripe. That will begin his first time lap. And as we get a few of these drivers crossing that line, we will throw the timing and scoring up there on screen for you, letting a few of these drivers get in some time lapse, though. Eddie Behan goes top of the speed charts, first driver to complete a qualifying lap. Richard Pruitt on track. Zach Shahalis right there as well. Chris Dean goes second. Chris Wold also out, putting in his time lap. We'll throw those times up there on screen for you. There you can see him right there. Eddie Behan still with the quick time tonight, 29:88. Jetty close to that wall on the exit of 2. Very tight quarters there coming off of turn 2 for the 17 machine out of Strictly Business Racing. Can he somehow improve that fourth spot? We'll have to wait and see. Eddie Behan running a faster lap on lap number 2. Where does Jetty go? He improves, but only good enough for fourth. Still about a tenth off of your pole sitter. Gonna jump back now with the 19 of Jeff Sharp. He's on his qualifying laps. Hugging that white line, now gonna exit close to that outside wall. The 19 looking strong down the backstretch. Still a very long way to go here in qualifying. Just 2.5 minutes into this 10-minute qualifying session. We've already got 8 drivers on the speed charts, and we continue to have more drivers start to lay down their laps. Jeff Sharp crossing the line. Brian Dorsey, the 9 machine, also out there. That Ford Mustang getting the power down. Let's see what Dorsey can do. Jeff Sharp still hugging that white line through 1 and 2. And super loose and sideways off of 2. That's going to put an end to his qualifying attempts. Sharp going to slot in the 7th spot for now. Going to jump back now with Brian Dorsey as he makes his way off of turn number 2 for the first time on his first time lap. Ford Mustang looking pretty out there, huh? Like it, I like it. High above the track in one of the turn 3 drone cams. Big shout out to all the guys and girls back at the headquarters putting in all the work, getting things done out here to provide you with some great shots for tonight's championship race. 115 laps around Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight in the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Dorsey gonna go 8th on his first time lap, still digging right now, hugging, not necessarily hugging, about a half a lane off of that white line. He's gonna make his way off of turn number 4 now, back across the stripe. Where will he shake out? Michael Witt also out on track in his 26 machine. Dorsey gonna improve, but not good enough. Gonna slot in the 6th position. Michael Witt, there you can see him. He's on track, making a few laps here. Still top of that speed chart. Quick time, 29:83 for Eddie Behan. Chris Dean matching that time, but the 1,000th of a second a little bit better for Behan, so he's going to take that top spot for the time being as we roll closer to halfway through tonight's 10-minute qualifying session. Michael Witt going to cross the line, go 8th on the speed charts. Crank Bell brings his 14 machine out on the track now, beginning to get up to speed. We'll check in with Bell here once Witt is done with his second lap. Back down the backstretch one more time into turn 3. 26 looking smooth through 3 and 4. That looks like it's going to be a good run off. Let's see where he goes. From 8th to 5th. Great jump there on the speed charts, but still just a little bit off pace, about a 10th off of your pole sitter. We'll jump back now with Crank Bell as he comes across the line to complete. I believe this should be the completion of his first time lap. Bell at a Long Shot Motorsports. Let's see where he can go. Bell gonna go 7th on the speed charts, a 10th off with his first time lap. Look for this second time to be a little bit faster. Look for Bell to possibly be able to take that top spot. We'll give you a little bit of different driver information right there. You see it out of Johnson City, Tennessee. Crank Bell getting the job done. Crossing the line, does Bell improve? Yes, he does. Cracks into the top 5. Only good enough for 3rd, just 1/100th off of your pole sitter. So very close, tight racing there for your pole here tonight. Nobody else on track at this point in time. 12 drivers on the speed charts. Behan leading all 12 drivers. 29:83 quick time as Cole Gray. Bradley Beeman. Looks like Beeman's hanging out inside his Ford Mustang. Cole Gray looking to get up to speed and off of pit road. Tom Richter begins his drive off of pit road as well. Only about 3.5 minutes remaining here in your qualifying session before these drivers will fire things off and get ready to go. Green flag racing here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I tell you what, this racetrack can absolutely put on a great race. It can be a great show. Can also have some carnage With the cars getting a little loose, a little bit out of shape, Brett Hahn in the 71 machine begins his time lap. Looks like Tanner Tallarico beginning to roll off, so both of those drivers waiting until the final few minutes to put down their qualifying laps. We'll jump up with Cole Gray. See how he goes here. We've got 4 drivers out on track. Cole Gray, Brett Hahn, Tanner Tallarico, and Tom Richter all on track, all trying to put down a qualifying lap. Looks like these will be our last 4 drivers to have enough time to put in a qualifying time. Gray goes 13th on the speed charts, 30:39. First time lap well off of the pace. He's going to have a big time pickup here for his second time lap, I'm sure. Richter goes to 12th with a 30:34 for his first time lap. Tanner Tallarico still waiting to complete his lap. Brett Hahn, he jumps way up in the speed charts all the way to 5th. Gray gonna cross the line. Where does Cole Gray end up? Looks like he's gonna stay right outside that top 10 in the 12th position. Tom Richter brings his 34 Cheerios machine across the line. Gonna go 6th on the speed chart. Heck of a pickup there. As a driver right behind him, Tanner Tallarico begins his second time lap. Tallarico well off the pace, and Brett Hahn goes top of the board. Quick time, 29:76. For Hahn here, taking the provisional pole. He's going to have to watch this shark out there on the track right now. Tallarico hunting that top spot. Where's he going to bring that Chevy CAD car? Oh my goodness, from last to first, new pole sitter. 29:75 for Tanner Tallarico. Now that is a drive right there. Heck of a pickup, heck of a run by Tallarico. And it looks like that very well may do it for our drivers making a qualifying attempt as the final few 60 seconds roll off. We're going to take a quick commercial break, step away from the track, then down for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with all your green flag action live here from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
So proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back track side as the field has fired their engines ready to fire things off tonight here in the championship race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 115 laps scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And oh, you hear the bells in the background. You know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the championship night here in the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Walking away with the pole here tonight inside row number 1, championship contender Tanner Tallarico. Slotted just to his outside, his closest competitor, the 71 of Brett Hahn, Behan, and Dean, making up row number 2. Row 3, Frank Bell and Bob Rogerson, Tom Richter, and Chris Wold round out row number 4. Michael Witt in 26 machine gonna start in 9th, 10th place. We'll go to Kyle Jetty. We'll scroll through the rest as we get ready to go. Green flag racing here. Chevy Silverado pace truck ready to duck off for the first time here tonight, and we're ready to go. Green flag racing once again. Race fans on the gas. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Brett Hahn off to a good jump on the outside, looking to already take that race lead right there through the center of 1 and 2. Very close racing there at the top of the speed charts. Tallarico still holding strong on the inside. Here comes that 55 of Behan. All your championship drivers right there highlighted. Oh, and Hahn super loosened sideways out of turn 4. Oh my goodness, does Hahn save it? Wow, I don't know how that 71 kept it straight, but he absolutely had a handful, an armful. Oh my goodness, another driver sideways. Chris Wold gets sideways. Oh, I do apologize. That was not Chris Wold. That was Chris Dean. That got absolutely sideways. So we've seen multiple drivers already just completely out of shape very early here. Atlanta giving us some hot action here tonight, as already Tallarico has begun to step away from the field. Crank Bell right there sitting in the second position. He's got Eddie Behan and Bob Rogerson lined up just behind them. There you can see that 34 of Tom Richter slotted in that 5th position. 6 goes to Chris Dean, Brett Hahn, Kyle Jetty, and Chris Wold, all battling right now for a spot inside the top 5. A little bit further back through the field, we've still got battles going on. Race fans, Tyler Beeman, Cole Gray, Frank DiMaggio, all packed up with each other. That's from about 14th back through 18th on the track right now. So battles at the front, battles at the back, as it looks like we have had one driver miss the start of tonight's race. Michael Witt just now rolling off a pit road, already being scored 2 laps down. Gonna look back up at the front of the field as Crank Bell and Eddie Behan, these two drivers, gonna begin to battle. Behan takes over that second spot, starts to scoot away just a little bit from Bell, and back behind them Bob Rogerson. He's bringing Brett Hahn back up inside the top 5 after a big time issue there. I believe that was turn number 2, lap 2 for Brett the Jet, getting sideways. And Chris Wold, he's had some more issues. He's around backwards, and oh my goodness, hard impact. The 9 piles in, more drivers piling in. The 95 caught up. Oh my goodness, big time wreck early here at Atlanta. Tell you what, let's go back, take a look at this one, see how it all went down. Oh, there you see the contact. Drivers pounding that inside wall. There you see the 91, nowhere to go. The 30, or I believe that may be the 33, the 93 of Andrew Payne caught up as well. My goodness. Contact. Chris Wold goes around. The 2 of Chris Dean involved. The 95, the 93, the 29, all caught up in this one. Oh my goodness. A lot of drivers. A lot of drivers in some trouble very early here tonight. will rejoin the field back near the front as the 34 of Tom Richter. He's looking like he's going to go ahead and come to pit road. Only 4 sets of tires for these Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com drivers here tonight. And that's right, 4 sets of tires. The one you start on, 3 more in the pits, so you got to be very methodical about when you come down and take those 4 freshies. But with just 7 laps under our belt before the first time the caution flag flew, looks like the majority of the field going to stay out on the racetrack. We'll run down the incident report. Looks like Tyler Beeman, Frank DiMaggio, Brian Dorsey, Chris Wold, as well as Eric Anderson, Chris Dean also on that list. So multiple drivers torn up, and we've got multiple drivers already down there on pit road trying to fix up their machines. Wold, DiMaggio, Beeman, Anderson, Beasley, Shahalis, as well as Dorsey, all down on pit road. A lot of racing still to be done here tonight. A lot of things still to be decided. Taking a little bit more of advantage than what he already had coming into tonight's race. Tanner Tallarico sat on top of the speed charts for your qualifying session. Snatched away the pole position from Brett Hahn. And that's going to give Tallarico just a little bit more cushion for the rest of tonight's race. Coming into tonight, 12 points ahead of Hahn. And with the size of the field, Hahn is almost in a must-win situation to take over that points lead. But he's also going to need a little bit of help from Tallarico. Tallarico going to have to finish, I believe, outside of your top 3. Don't hold me to that, race fans. Not the greatest I can't even say it. Not the greatest statistician. There you go. But I do believe, looking at the way the points are, it should be, with Hahn winning the race and Tallarico outside of the top 3, even with that extra qualifying point tonight, that very well may put Hahn just slightly ahead. It would be close. Hahn going to look to try to snatch that victory away here tonight, make it his, I believe, 3rd win on the season if he can. And if he can pull off the win tonight, that's going to give him 3 wins for the season. Tanner Tallarico already to victory lane 6 times this season, looking to make it lucky number 7, looking to snatch a championship away here tonight in the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Pace car lights are off. We're ready to go back green flag racing once again. Race fans, your front rows look like this. Tanner Tallarico has elected to take that inside row. The 55 of Eddie Behan going to start just to his outside. Bob Rogerson, Crank Bell back in row number 2. Kyle Jetty and Brett Hahn starting in row number 3. Tom Richter right there going to start in the 7th position on this restart. He'll have Bryson Clark beside him and Richard Pruitt behind him. Jeff Sharp will round out the drivers for your top 10. All the drivers scrolling across the top of the timing and scoring up there and the ticker. You can see a few select of them, 8 of them to be exact, highlighted in that yellow orange. That does signify all your championship chase drivers. Even though there's only about a battle for the top 2 spots between Tallarico and Hahn. Chevy Silverado pace truck ducks off. Tallarico to the restart line and waiting on the gas. Green flag flies once again here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Field dives back into turn number 1. Tallarico still side by side with Behan, and I gotta wonder how the old tires are gonna fare here on this restart. We've seen the fresh tires catch a few drivers out. 2 drivers getting absolutely sideways in those first handful of laps on the fresh tires. But right now, everything looks clean and clear on the restart. Tallarico starting to step away. Your top three, nose to tail on the inside. Behan going to slide down in front of that 17 Toyota Camry piloted by Kyle Jetty. Jetty sliding up the track just a little bit. He's going to run right in front of Bob Rogerson. It's Tom Richter. He looks to the inside of fourth position. Richter going to battle for that fifth spot. Oh, and contact between Jetty and Richter. Richter goes to the inside. My apologies. That was Bob Rogerson. Contact between Rogerson and Richter. Richter catching the most of that. Super loose down on the apron. Has to get out of the throttle. He'll drop all the way back outside of the top 10. Now running in the 12th position. Rogerson, after that scare, you can see him still stuck on that outside lane as Bryson Clark makes his way by Bob Rogerson in trouble now. Under fire, Jeff Sharp right there closing in. And it hasn't went away at the front. Race fans battle still on track right here. You can see Brett Hahn looking for a spot inside the top two. He's going to look to the inside. Drag race down the backstretch back into turn number 3. Tallarico clear of both of these drivers and enjoying what he sees in that rear view mirror, and that's these two drivers battling side by side. That's going to let him scoot away just a little bit more, and Bell not giving up on that outside, making it work. Now going to lose that spot to Hahn. Close right in on that rear deck lid as they make their way Sorry, had a squirrel moment there. You guys know how it gets sometimes. Seen something not familiar that I'm seeing, and it kind of distracted me there for a second. But battle now back between Eddie Behan and Kyle Jetty. These two drivers mixing it up. That's a spot inside the top 5, 4th and 5th to be exact. And it looks like drivers still on pit road after that big-time race incident. Eric Anderson, Tyler Beeman, Chris Wold, as well as Frank DiMaggio, all still on pit road. Chris Dean also down on pit road. Nose to tail, multiple spots, multiple positions all over the track. We've got a 3-car battle right here. That's between Cole Gray, Bob Rogerson, Jeff Sharp. That's 7th, 8th, and 9th on the track. Just about a second back from them, you'll find Richard Pruitt battling with Tom Richter. There you see that 5-car battle just behind them. We'll go check that out here in just a moment. Let this battle unfold just a little bit more as Rogerson looking to make his way by Gray. What will Sharp do? Sharp looking to the inside. Oh my goodness, that was close. Extremely close racing between Cole Gray and Bob Rogerson, making their way into turn number 1. Side by side for position just behind them between Tom Richter and Richard Pruitt. Both of those drivers still battling for a spot, battling for supremacy inside the top 10. Looks like the advantage is going to go to Richter for now. There you can see him working his way by that Pepsi Chevy ZL1 Camaro piloted by Richard Pruitt. The 24 machine looking pretty smooth out there. Paul Turner, take a look right here. He's closing the distance pretty quickly here. Turner sitting in the 12th spot and looking for more. Meanwhile, race fans back at the front. Battle for the top 2 spots on track. Battle for the championship between these two drivers. They battled it out here tonight for the pole position as well. Tallarico edging Hahn out just slightly by 1 hundredth of a second in the qualifying session. Now Hahn looking to do one better, looking to go to victory lane, but he's still going to need Tallarico to start having some issues. He's going to need Tallarico to finish outside of, I believe, now the top 5. If he's going to want to try to take over that championship lead. Hahn looking to the inside, going to be close in one, not going to be there. He'll continue to slot in just behind him, and I tell you what, let's go down to one of our onboard cameras now with the driver inside of that 71, Brett the Jet. There you can see Hahn close in on that Michigan Cat car, piloted by Tanner Tallarico. Man, what a race right here at the front of the field. Brett Hahn lost a ton of ground after an early slip and early slide. Fell all the way back outside of the top 10. Since has made his way back right where he started running in the second position, right behind Tanner Tallarico. There you can see just how close as Hahn looks to the inside again. Tallarico gonna close the door in the center of 3. Back outside the car, back to one of our great scenic cameras here. There you can see just how banked this track truly is. Drivers making their way around. Still green flag racing after that early caution back on lap number 6. We stay green. Gonna jump back as we've got another battle on track. That's this one right here, just behind your race leaders. Battle for the 4th position on track. Eddie Behan has it. Kyle Jetty sitting right there in that 17 machine, trying to make his way a little further up inside your top 5. Championship night underway here tonight. We're just closing in on the quarter way through tonight's race. Gonna have to keep our eye on pit road because green flag pit stops about 10 laps away. These drivers gonna have to start thinking about the fuel mileage, thinking about the tire strategy as well. Just 3 sets of tires waiting for them back behind pit wall as we've got a battle side by side for the 4th spot. Kyle Jetty looking to take it away from Behan. Gonna have it when he gets to 3, working through the center of 4. Off of turn 4 now, and Jetty gonna take that spot away. A little further through the field, there's another battle right here. Jeff Sharp trying to hound Bob Rogerson for that spot. We'll take a look now back from Rogerson's car. There you can see just how close that 19 is. Now looking to the inside, looking to take that spot away. Go on board with the Robertson C. If you can see that pass being made, no, still a drag race between these two drivers. Will jump back track side as they continue this heavy battle for the 7th and 8th position on track. Looks like Rogerson gonna lose that spot now to Sharp. Sharp looking to make his way back up through the field just a little bit more. Gonna jump back now with Jay Morris in the 27 machine as he's slowly starting to close the distance on Paul Turner, Richard Pruitt. Those two drivers nose to tail in front of him. That's a battle from 10th all the way back to 12th. Pruitt, last driver, scored inside your top 10. Gonna do a little bit of house cleaning here tonight. We have had a few drivers caught up and put out. Oh my goodness. Turner with a big moment there. That 27 almost went to the inside wall. 42, I apologize, the 27 of Jay Morris just in front of that Havoline machine piloted by Paul Turner. As I was saying, though, the house cleaning already needing to be done here tonight. We started with 24 drivers on the starting grid. We're down to 16 drivers left on the raceway, 15 drivers on the lead lap. Tom Richter, last driver scored on the lead lap as Zach Shahalis, he's beginning to roll back out on the track, so that will give us 16 drivers back on the track. Looking for the battles, looking for where it's at. There you see some more great action as Eddie Behan begins to slowly try to close the gap back down between himself and Kyle Jetty trying to get up there to the back end of that 14 of Crank Bell. And Bell is just kind of like in no man's land almost right here, just somewhat running all alone, all by himself, kind of right there, smack dab, right in the middle of a two-car battle in front of him and a two-car battle behind him. There you can see, and it is almost exactly a halfway point on the track right now for Crank Bell. He is just, again, not close enough to get the draft of the cars in front of him and not close enough to feel the pull from the drivers behind him. Kyle Jetty's beginning to step away from Behan. Those two drivers separating themselves on the track. Behan now slotted in a solid fifth position in his Ford Mustang, looking to track down that Toyota Camry piloted by Jetty. Little further through the field, more battles to be had. Three cars nose to tail. Richard Pruitt, Jay Morris, Paul Turner. They continue to battle on track. Bradley Beeman in the 92 machine just behind Turner. Going to try to get up there to see if he can't work his way inside the top 10. Looking at the timing and scoring, doesn't look like any of these drivers in danger of going a lap down anytime soon, so they've got a little bit of time to make up a little bit of buffer still to enjoy before they really got to worry about being hammered down. But look at this battle heating up for sure. The 27 all over the 24. Pruitt and Morris battling for the last spot inside the top 10. The 24 drops to the bottom as Morris looks to the top side. Not going to be there. Momentum slowing as they enter turn number 1. Catching up through the center of 2, though. Here comes a run from Morris. He's going to be all over him, pushing him down the backstretch. A little bit of bump draft here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the championship race. That's right, race fans. We're going to crown a season champion here tonight. Championship night for the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. 115 laps scheduled in tonight's official race distance. We're already 36 laps into tonight's race. Only one caution flag so far here tonight. Very early in tonight's race. That caught out a lot of drivers, but a lot of drivers continue to soldier on. We'll take a look back at the front of the field. Crank Bell, there he is, still running about midway between your top 2 and your 4th and 5th place runners, as looks like Kyle Jetty, he has separated himself, now has a 1 second advantage over Behan. In the battle between Jeff Sharp and Bryson Clark, it has not went away. Sharp still closing some distance, and Sharp very quick here. We're going to take a look at the timing and scoring, the speed chart, see who the fastest driver is on track. Last time by, your race leader, Tanner Tallarico, with a 31:58, and that does indeed look like the fastest time on the speedway. Hahn with a 31:63, 31:69 for Crank Bell. So Bell right there as far as lap times with your race leaders, but just a little bit behind the 8 ball right now, 1.5 seconds back behind your race leader, Brett Hahn, Tanner Tallarico. Battle still on track between Jeff Sharp and Bryson Clark. Sharp has taken that spot away. He'll look to close the distance, close the gap on Eddie Behan, sitting right there just in front of him, running in that 5th spot. Drivers have got to be getting close on fuel here. We are on lap number 41, and multiple drivers inside your top 10 have yet to hit pit road. A few drivers out there on the track have hit pit road under that first caution. Most of them have been to fix some damage. Doesn't look like too many drivers besides Paul Turner elected to come down and top off for fuel. So look for that 42 of Turner to possibly stay out and extend the race run. And that very well could work out for him. We have seen a few fuel mileage races here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, so the possibility is there. And Sharp, look at Sharp go. Man, he is closed in right on Eddie Behan right there in the 55 machine. I tell you what, we'll take a look back from the rear end of that 55 3M sponsored Ford Mustang piloted by Eddie Behan, sitting right there. He's got Jeff Sharp all over him now. Sharp looking for a way around, looking for a way inside the top 5 here tonight. Not looking like he's going to get there just yet as we continue this long green flag run after a very early caution here tonight. Sharp still trying to hound him down, and Kyle Jetty slowly closing in some distance on Crank Bell, who's still running in that 3rd spot. This is the closest battle on track, and pretty soon Bryson Clark may very well just rejoin this battle. Back behind Clark, you can find Bob Rogerson running in the 8th spot. Cole Gray and Jay Morris round out your top 10. Not much at the front of the field to be said. Tanner Tallarico, your pole sitter, your championship standings leader coming into tonight's championship night here for the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series, continues to lead. Brett Hahn sitting right there in the 2nd spot, 7/10 behind your race leader. Battle now as Behan finally loses that top 5 spot to Jeff Sharp. Sharp's going to bring his 19 inside the top 5, and he has been one of the faster drivers over the course of the past 5 to 10 laps. Sharp looking sharp out there on the track right now. We continue this long green flag run. Lap number 46 now underway out of the 115 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And there you can see already stepping away, Sharp starting to open up a gap over Behan. So Sharp looking to close that 2-second difference that he's got between himself and Kyle Jetty. Jetty has made a heck of a run here tonight as well, up 6 spots from where he started tonight's race, sitting now in the 4th spot. And there you can see just how close he is now to running down Crank Bell. Bell up 2 spots from where he started tonight's race, running in the 3rd position. Taking a look through the timing and scoring, and your biggest mover of the race so far, we'll take a look at him highlight that. The 73 machine piloted by Bryson Clark. Clark works his way off of turn 4 back through the front stretch. The tri-oval here trying to run down Behan for that 6th position. Clark a little wiggle there off of turn number 2. Very close to that outside wall, almost flirting with disaster. As now Eddie Behan has got Clark all over his rear deck lid, and Clark looking to try to take a spot away while Behan tries to stop falling through the field. Behan has since lost 3 spots from where he started tonight's race, now running in the 6th position. And at the front of the field, your race leader, Tanner Tallarico, has stepped away. We'll get to that in just a brief moment. Side by side into 3 and 4. Clark's going to have that spot as he makes his way off of turn number 4, and Behan continues to slide late in this long green flag run. Man at the front, there he is, the one of Tanner Tallarico. There you can see the distance beginning to grow. 1.3 second race advantage for Tanner Tallarico over Brett Hahn. And while we find ourselves under a long green flag stretch, why don't we run down a little bit of information for your top 5. There you have them, man on screen, leading tonight's race, walking away with the pole position, as well as getting close to closing the door on the most laps led as well. The Procoat Michigan Cat QuickTime Media driver from Charlotte, Michigan, the 24-year-old Tanner Tallarico leads tonight's championship race. Driver running back in the 2nd spot, closest competitor to Tallarico, not only on track but also in the point standings out of RUH Racing, driving the Tallarico Sign and Design Chevy ZL1 Camaro, the 21-year-old out of Brighton, Michigan, Brett Hahn. Driver running in 3rd for the time being, Johnson City's very own, from the Volunteer State, 43-year-old Crank Bell, getting the job done here tonight, slotted in the 3rd position as we close in on the halfway point of tonight's race. We'll check back just behind him. Driver in the 4th spot tonight from New Milford. Whoa, that 26-year-old inside the 17 machine, having to corral that Toyota Camry off of turn number 2 that time. Kyle Jett with a fantastic run so far here tonight. That's going to bring us to our final driver inside your top of 5 from East Greenbush, New York. Cyber Thunder driver Jeff Sharp. Battles beginning to dissipate on track, but we've got one right here. Bob Rogerson looks to close in some ground on Eddie Behan. Behan has been sliding through the speed charts over the course of the past 10 to 15 laps, and he is continuing to fall off the pace. Rogerson gonna be there very, very soon. Another battle just behind them. Bradley Beeman in the 92 machine. He's looking for a spot on Paul Turner. Turner has already been to pit road under that first and only caution flag here tonight, so he does have a little extra fuel as Brett Hahn, he breaks for pit road. Hahn gonna break for pit road, first driver to come to pit road, and he's looking to undercut, looking to try to gain some time over your race leader, Tanner Tallarico. Will that be the move that put Hahn up in that top spot? We'll have to wait and see how all the green flag pit stops unfold. Gonna check in on my main man back here in that Cheerios machine, driver inside of that 34 Chevy ZL1 Camaro, the 29-year-old from Quakertown, PA, Tom Richter. Heading back up to one of the battles on track. I tell you what, let's join this battle between Cole Gray and Jay Morris just behind him. Those two drivers continue to battle lap after lap. They've been switching and flip-flopping positions on the raceway as we continue this long green flag run, and Tallarico's gonna stay out. Looks like Cole Gray gonna come to pit road. Crank Bell to pit road as well. So 2 more drivers bring their machines to pit road here tonight. When will your race leader, your championship leader, your pole sitter, Tanner Tallarico, bring his car to pit road. We'll take a look at him as he crosses the stripe, staying out yet one more lap here, and we've got to start thinking about when is he going to bring that machine to pit road. Staying out multiple laps now since Brett Hahn elected to come to pit road back on lap number 55. That's going to be at least a 4-lap difference, and the lap time is going to be tremendous. Tallarico doesn't look like he's coming to pit road just yet either. He's going to stay out and continue to stretch this run. I am not sure about this strategy call. This could be pretty dangerous for Tallarico. He could end up outside of that top spot and could very well end up outside of your top 3 because Crank Bell has already made his pit stop back on lap 57 just 3 laps ago. Looking at the timing and scoring, I'm going to look at these at the lap times last time by. Tanner Tallarico ran a 30.74 and Brett Hahn on his up to speed lap a 30.10, so almost a second faster already without being up to full speed on those fresher tires. And yes, indeed, Hahn absolutely eating away right now. Hahn fastest lap of the race, 29.79. Brett the Jet, first car scored off the lead lap, but he is coming in a hurry. As the field makes their way around the track, still under this long green flag run, lap number 62 now underway for your race leader, Tanner Tallarico, looking for pit road. This time by Tom Richter, going to get himself back on the lead lap as well. Tallarico to a slow onto pit road, no trouble there. We'll take a look at this man right here. He very well may end up with this race lead. Still a very long way to go for Brett Hahn to get back around the track and back in front of Tanner Tallarico, but I believe he is going to do so. Fastest lap of the race goes to Brett the Jet, piloting that 71 machine. Tallarico still in his pit box, and yes, indeed, Hahn gonna make that pass and gonna have quite a gap between himself and Tanner Tallarico. Now off of pit road, making his way back to the racetrack. Crank Bell's going to take that second spot away. It's going to be a battle for the third spot. Can Kyle Jetty get up there and take that third spot away from Tanner Tallarico? Going to be very, very close as Tallarico still getting up to speed and Jetty closing in fast. We do got to keep this in mind, race fans. Tanner Tallarico staying out a very long time. Has he looked to possibly make this a one-stop race by stretching the fuel as far as he did? Very well may be able to pull off that one stop, but he gave up a ton of ground. Now 8 seconds behind your race leader, Brett Hahn, and that could let Hahn possibly start saving some fuel. He could possibly start trying to stretch this as we continue to watch Kyle Jetty on a track looking for some battles. And I tell you what, let's go back to this battle brewing for the last spot inside the top 10. There you can see Bob Rogerson has Tom Richter and that 34 machine are all over him right now, making their way down into turn number 3, and just in front of Rogerson, you can find Jay Morrison at 27 machine. Eddie Behan right there slotted in the 8th spot. So it's a 4-car battle from 8th to 11th. got another close battle just a little bit further up in front of them. We'll jump up here real quick like as Bryson Clark in that not. Bryson Clark in the 73 makes his way up to Kyle Jetty right there sitting in that 17 Toyota Camry, running in the 4th position right now. Fastest lap of the race last time by for your race leader or for the driver that has led the most laps here tonight. Your championship leader, Tanner Tallarico, looking to secure the championship here tonight. Still running in a podium spot, and I think that very well could do it for Tallarico as long as he can finish inside the top 5 and keep Brett Hahn out of victory lane. I think Tallarico will have this one in the bag, but with Brett Hahn leading the race. There you can see that 71 machine. Heck of a pit strategy. Had to do something different. Had to come to pit road early. He was on pit road back at lap number 55, so already over 14 laps ago. And the pace has already dropped off for your race leader, Brett Hahn. He's beginning to lose a little bit of that gap to the drivers behind him. Tanner Tallarico battling now with Crank Bell for the 2nd spot. Bell doing all he can, but not able to keep Tallarico behind him, and Tallarico begins the Jaws themes music. 6.2 second gap, and it is closing in quite a rapid pace. 0.6 of a second faster that last time by for Tallarico, so he does have the faster pace, but can he close a 5.7 second gap in just 46 laps? Back to the battle back here. That's right, battle for the 7th, 8th, and 9th spot on track. You can see Eddie Behan, Bob Rogerson, and this man right here, the 27 of Jay Morris, battling for those 3 spots. Tom Richter about 1.1 seconds off of this battle as they run. Continuing this long green flag run here tonight. Early caution flying back on lap number 6, and that has been our one and only caution of the night. Drivers beginning to separate themselves a little bit, fan out on the track. We've got drivers all over the speedway really here. And the battle right there for 7th, 8th, and 9th starting to dissipate. We'll take a look up here with the 55 of Eddie Behan as he slotted in that 7th position. About 10 seconds back from Jeff Sharp. So the drivers up inside your top 6, fairly safe at keeping their positions right now. And just look at that gap close. Look at the gap close between Brett Hahn and Tanner Tallarico. There you can see it over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Now under 3.5 seconds. Just a handful of laps ago, about 5 laps ago, it was upwards of 5 seconds. So closing in is a lack of a better term. That just doesn't do justice to what Tanner Tallarico is doing here tonight. He is on a tear back to the front of the field, trying to run down Brett Hahn. Now that race lead under 3 seconds. As we cross the line to begin lap number 74, we are well into tonight's race, well into the 3/4 mark for tonight. And while we continue this long green flag stretch, I tell you what, race fans, going to go ahead and do a little bit of house cleaning for you. 24 drivers took to tonight's starting grid for championship night here in the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. We've still got 17 drivers on the speedway with 13 drivers, I apologize, on the lead lap still. Bradley Beeman in the 92. Last driver scored on the lead lap, Jamie Beasley, sitting as the first car 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. So Beasley desperately wants a caution. And I don't know, maybe Brett Hahn Hahn might want a caution as well because that gap is now down to 2 seconds. Tallarico is gonna get there, but will he be able to make the pass? How easily will Hahn let him go? Or how hard will Hahn fight to keep that top spot? Gonna be a very close battle once it gets there. And I tell you what, race fans, let's go back up here to this man on screen. Kyle Jetty has been doing a fantastic job so far here tonight. Started back in the 10th position, now running last driver inside the top 5 and has pretty much been right there, either in that 5th position or up inside your top 5 the entire race here tonight. So big shout out and tip of the cap to the driver inside of that 17 Toyota Camry, Kyle Jetty. And now it looks like the lap time's beginning to level off between your top 2 drivers. Brett Hahn, Tanner Tallarico, that last time by Tallarico still just 1/10 faster, but now that gap is not closing nearly as fast as it was. That is going to slow the advance down for Tallarico, and that very well may be some timing that we're going to have to keep our eye on with 36 laps now remaining in tonight's championship race, the 115 laps scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Do keep in mind we will have one attempt at a green-white checkered should we need it, but not sure if that's going to happen. We have been pretty clean in green all night long. Just one caution here tonight so far, very early in tonight's race, back on lap number 6. Got to give credit where credit is due to this man right here on screen, making his way around the track, closing his way in on the back end of, I believe that is the 44 of Cole Gray. In danger of being put down one lap, he will fall to being the first car off of the lead lap and in that lucky dog position, but not very far in front of him. You'll find that 34 of Tom Richter. Richter gonna have to do all he can to try to stay on the lead lap, but still a great solid run so far. And there you can see just off in the distance, off in the background, there you see the man with the Jaws theme music playing inside of his Michigan Cat Chevy Z01 Camaro. Tallarico is still closing, but not at such a fast rate anymore. That last time by only 1/100th of a second faster than your race leader, Brett Hahn. So Hahn continuing to do what he needs to do, continuing to put down fast times even with these much older tires. 8 lap older tires for Hahn than Tallarico, and that gave him an 8-second advantage when Tallarico came back off of pit road. And oh my goodness, big time moment there for Cole Gray. Cole Gray almost into that outside wall, had to corral the car, had to keep it headed in the right direction. He continues around the track here tonight. Whew, very, very close moment, and multiple drivers with some close moments here tonight. Drivers closing in on the final laps of the race. Man, what a race it has been so far here tonight as your race leader, Brett Hahn, crosses the line to begin lap number 85 out of the 115 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. If you haven't already, race fans, give these drivers a thumbs up, click the bell, smash some... Wait. Yeah, I was... Never mind, we'll move on. Brett Hahn continues to try to keep himself out in front of Tanner Tallarico. Crank Bell still running in that third spot. Bell has been right there in that third spot almost all race along. Just not quite having the pace of those top two drivers, but not really falling back too far. He's been right there in that third and final podium position pretty much the entire race here tonight. And as we continue to watch Brett Hahn make his way off of turn number 4, going to cross the line to begin lap number 87. If you haven't already, race fans, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by each and every time that you do. Whether you're just casually stopping through or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family, we appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, smash the daylights out of that thumbs up button, because these drivers are putting on one heck of a show here tonight in the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series Championship Night. The Pro Cup Series sponsored here by BladeNode.com all season long. Big tip of the cap from everybody here at not just Turn 3 Racing Network, but also Cyber Thunder Racing Leagues. To everybody over there at BladeNode.com stepping up to the plate, sponsoring the season, being the title sponsor for the Pro Cup Series. Great job with everything they do, with all that they do. If you haven't already, head on over to BladeNode.com. Are you tired of having your connections throttled? Tired of having to deal with spotty connections, bad customer service? Head on over to BladeNode.com for all your affordable, simple web solutions. Powered by nerds. BladeNode.com. And good buddy Mute in the booth heads off into the chat. How you doing? How you feeling, bud? Glad you could stop by. Join us here in the final few stages of tonight's race. Just about 25 laps remaining as Brett Hahn crosses the line to begin this final run to the end. We have been green flagged since lap number 5 here tonight. One round of green flag pit cycles as Brett Hahn continues to lead Tanner Tallarico. That gap now down to just 1 second, as Tallarico has been able to close this gap. He has been able to reel in Hahn lap after lap, just slightly faster on those fresher tires. But the biggest question of them all, Hahn had to come to pit road back on lap number 55. Tallarico on lap number 62. Will Tallarico try to stretch it to the end and make it a one-stop show? I don't believe Brett Hahn is going to be able to have that choice. I don't think he's going to have that advantage to try to be able to pull that off. Going to have to save a ton of fuel if he's going to try to do that, and I just don't think he can keep himself out in front of Tallarico while he's trying to do that. So very precarious situation here for some of the drivers at the front. Your two championship leaders coming into tonight's race. Tanner Tallarico led Brett Hahn by 12 points, but Tallarico gaining a little bit more here tonight, walking away with the pole position, walking away with the most laps led. And with the laps led, obviously a point for leading a lap as well. Hahn's going to cross that one off for leading some laps himself. So Tallarico snatching 2 extra points, so sitting right about the 14-15 points ahead of Hahn. Hahn is going to have to put it in victory lane, and something is going to have to happen to Tallarico. Otherwise, Tallarico very well may walk away with the championship here tonight, looking just in front of your race leader. Driver scored last in the top 10 right there. Tom Richter is in that 10th spot, last driver on the lead lap, and that just lets you know what kind of pace these drivers at the front have been laying down here tonight. We started tonight with 24 drivers. We are down to just 10 on the lead lap. That just lets you know, as I said, the pace inside of that 71 of Hahn and Tallarico, as it looks like Crank Bell is just absolutely gone now. 8 seconds behind your race leader, Crank Bell, sitting in a solid third place. We'll take a look back here at Bell and that 14 machine. Bryson Clark and Kyle Jetty right there rounding out your top 5. That has been a slow-going battle between Clark and Jet over the past 20 laps or so. These two drivers have been kind of closing in on each other. A little bit of an accordion effect between the drivers there. That 14 of Crank Bell continuing to lead Bryson Clark. Kyle Jetty sitting back in 5th. Jeff Sharp in 6th. 7th is Eddie Behan. Bob Rogerson in 8th. Jay Morris. And rounding out your top 10, last driver on the lead lap, the 34 Cheerio Chevy ZL1 Camaro, piloted by Tom Richter. Hahn looking to the inside, trying to put Richter one lap down. Richter not having any of it. Drag race to stay on the lead lap down into turn number 3. Brett gonna have that inside lane there. You can see him putting those left side tires all over the white line. He's gonna have the advantage, and now down one lap. First car off of the lead lap. Driver of that 34 machine sitting in the 10th spot. Tom Richter falls to your race leader. Tanner Tallarico still right there behind Brett Hahn. That gap right at the 0.8 of a second. So Tallarico slowly still closing in. Man, I'm telling you, this fuel mileage is going to be awful close for these drivers at the front of the field. I do believe Tanner Tallarico can make it without having to come back down to pit road, but I do not think that your race leader, Brett Hahn, is going to be able to keep his machine out there on pit road, out there on the track without coming to pit road for some fuel. I just don't think he's got the fuel in that thing. And it looks like making his way to pit road. That was, I believe that was Paul Turner heading to pit road. Tanner Tallarico able to make his way by Tom Richter. That's going to allow Tallarico to set his sights back in on that 71 of Brett Hahn, as Hahn continues to try to skate away just a little bit. Race a distance. That gap now 0.7 of a second advantage for Hahn over Tallarico. 9 drivers now remaining on the lead lap, and just in front of Brett Hahn, we have multiple drivers that they're going to be running up on very shortly. There you can see some of the back markers making their way off of turn 4 down through the front stretch now. Jay Morris struggling a little bit there through the tri-oval. A little bit sideways heading towards turn number 1 as Morris struggling to get some speed here late in the going. 13 laps remaining in tonight's championship night for the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Gonna take a few weeks off. Let these drivers recharge. Let these drivers reset. Then we are going to fire back up here in the Wheels for Warriors Cyber Thunder Cup Series next season. Gonna have some big things coming at you. Gonna have some great looking cars out there on track. Some great races on hand, already slotted and scheduled. We'll get to some of those a little bit later. We will have a few announcements to make between now and the start of next season as well, so keep your eyes peeled, not just here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, but also to the Cyber Thunder Facebook page. That's right, you can head on over to facebook.com, type in Cyber Thunder Racing Leagues, and boom, you'll have yourself a shot. You'll have yourself a chance to run with these insanely talented Pro Cup Series drivers each and every Thursday night right here on the home network for Cyber Thunder, Turn 3 Racing Network. Back to the front of the field as the battle for the race lead beginning to heat up as we are under 10 laps to go. Now just 9 remaining as Han crosses the line. Tallarico close, but not there just yet. 0.3 of a second separate your top 2 drivers. And can Han keep the pace up? Can he keep himself out on track? Can he keep the race lead and at least cut into the race win column a little bit more than Tallarico? Tallarico to victory lane 6 times throughout the course of this season. Brett Hahn to victory lane twice, one of those times being during our 3 race chase. The 3 races to decide the champion, and here comes Tallarico now within a car length as they race back down the back stretch. A little bit of a gap gained there by Hahn over Tallarico getting into turn number 3. Now Tallarico closes that gap. Close racing at the front of the field for the race win in the final few laps. 7 laps remaining here from Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Can Brett the Jet finish the night off with a championship? Or will Tanner Tallarico be able to stay on track and snatch that trophy away? Han looking for the race win, doing what he's got to do, leading the race. But Tallarico, he is right there, and unless he runs out of fuel or has a big moment, it is going to be extremely hard for Brett Hahn to make up enough points to snatch that championship away. But looking to put his 71 into victory lane anyway tonight. Could we have 2 different winners here tonight? Race winner, championship winner, and it looks like that very well may be the case. High five for your race leader, Brett Hahn. 5 laps to go that time by. Battle for the race lead right here, super hot and heavy in another battle on track. Bryson Clark, Kyle Jett, that's a battle for the 5th spot. Jett able to make the pass, make his way by Clark. Now Clark fights back again. Fighting for positions at the front of your top 5 as well as for the 4th and 5th spot on track. Kyle Jetty and Bryson Clark continue to swap that 4th and 5th position as your top 2. Brett Hahn, Tanner Tallarico beginning to swap that 1st and 2nd spot around as well. Tallarico looking to the inside after a run to the back. Hahn gonna slot in, snaking down the back stretch into turn 3, trying to slow the pace of Tallarico as he looks back to the high side one more time. It's gonna be a side-by-side battle at the line. Advantage goes to Hahn. 3 laps remain. Off of turn number 2, still side by side, slide of a bit advantage to the 71 of Hahn as Tallarico falling back just a little bit, but I wonder if it's a setup. I wonder if it's I don't want to say an okey-doke move here, but maybe Tallarico falling back just a little bit and gonna get a good run off of one of these corners and look to cross over Han straight away and try to force Han up to that high side. I believe if that 71 can keep that bottom of the raceway the way he has the past, I don't know, 50-something laps, I don't think Tallarico can make that top side work. I don't think he can gain enough ground, as now dropping right behind him. Big run off of 4. Tallarico going to go to the outside. Han to the bottom. White flag. Final lap here tonight in the championship race for Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. Battle for the race win unfolding, and it looks like Tallarico gets the run out of 2. He's going to have the advantage going into 3. Back to the bottom goes Han. Han digging on the bottom. Left side's all over the white line. Contact. Up the hill and into the wall goes Tallarico. Tallarico into the wall after contact between himself and your race winner, the 71 of Brett Hahn. Man, I tell you what, that was an action-packed final few laps of tonight's race. Well-deserved win there by Brett Hahn. My goodness, able to keep the fast-charging Tanner Tallarico at bay, able to make the moves. Little bit of contact between those two drivers. Both of them still coming through and finishing the race, though. Heck of a finish to that man right there on screen, walking away with the race win. Gonna get down there, enjoy some celebrations from these two right there on screen. Already celebrating the championship is Tallarico, and Brett Hahn gonna enjoy his race win here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway. And with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And back live trackside. As tonight's race has come to a close, you can still hear some of the drivers out there enjoying their celebrations. Man, what a way to end the night of racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And let's see if we can't catch in a few words with one of the drivers finishing in the final podium spot here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up the 14 of Crank Bell. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave.
Hey, my man. How you doing? How you feeling after a solid run finishing the season in the third spot in the championship race here tonight?
Oh, it felt pretty good. I mean, I felt like I had a good solid run the whole race. These are just kind of my tracks. They play into my skill set. I like a little bit of a loose car and the banking, have to fight it a little bit, hang on to it, and save tires. So, yeah, I felt like I had a good race.
Well, Crank, you walked away with the third place on the championship race here tonight. Also coming into tonight's race, you were in a very close points battle between yourself, Tom Richter, and Chris Dean. Dean had some early troubles. You finished well ahead of Richter. Going to be very close to you making that top three in the point standings. Not sure if it's going to work out, but what's your thoughts with that? How do you feel about being able to finish third and third?
It's kind of like kissing your cousin, I guess. You want to win first, right? You want to win the championship. So I kind of let it all hang out there on the line last week when we were at Dover and did some odd pit strategy just to try to get off sequence, and that ended up putting me like 3 laps down on a short track. I lost a lot of points. Otherwise, I would have been pretty secure up there behind the top 2. So this week I came into it, just trying to have a good run. This is a good track for me, like I said. And I think earlier in the season, Tom and I were kind of going back and forth on who was going to finish out ahead of the other at the end of the season. So I think I probably edged him by just a little bit tonight. So, yeah, I'll take that as a consolation prize, I guess. That's good.
Well, Craig, it's been a heck of a season so far here for the BladeNote.com Pro Cup Series. Looking forward to next season now that tonight has been somewhat wrapped up. What's your thoughts moving forward with the Wheels of Warriors coming on board, sponsoring next season for Cyber Thunder?
Oh, man, I couldn't be happier for that. Wheels for Warriors USA is a great organization that does some really, really good things for our veterans. So having them come on board and be the title sponsor for the season is just phenomenal. It's going to be a great partnership. We're going to try to help them get as much exposure to, a new community, so to speak, in the iRacing world and our viewers, that watch our broadcast. So I'm really, really excited for that. I think we're going to have some real close racing and, like I said, do some good things for that organization.
All right, Crank. Well, once again, my man, congratulations on a great third place finish here tonight and possibly walking away third in the points championship at the end of it all. Great season for you all season long. It's been a pleasure watching and look forward to seeing you in the podium spots next season. But before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that 14?
Yeah, you know it for sure. So I'm going to start out thanking my family tonight. I don't thank them enough. My wife, Jolene, and my 3 kiddos supporting me, giving me time to get in here and run practice and run these races every week. So them right off the top, and all of our team sponsors have hung with us here a couple years now. They're going to be with us next season, and they're a big part of bringing Wheels for Warriors on board to help out with the broadcast and everything. So I'm just going to run down the list real quick. RST Timberworks, T-Rex Express, K-Bar and Grill, Scoots Customs, Special Operations Warrior Foundation, Amsoil, and the Colonial Riders. So all those guys, they help sponsor us here and put us on the track, help us with whatever we need, and mostly week in and week out, they're all going to be there viewing your broadcast and talking trash. So appreciate all those guys coming out and supporting the team. Appreciate all the guys that run the league with us here. Everybody does a real good job of being respectful and, trying to race as clean as possible, and it puts out some great competition. Thanks to my fellow admins here, Tom and Chris and Tanner when he was working with us. So I think we put on a good season and good show for you guys, and I'm really, really looking forward to the next season and talking to you some more, Dave.
Heck yeah, looking forward to it myself. Going to be some big announcements coming up in these off weeks. So, Crank, once again, congratulations on a great season, a great night here tonight, and we look forward to catching up with you when we fire things back up.
All right, appreciate you, Dave. Hey, I got my mom too. She's always out there watching. So, thanks, Mom. Love you.
All right, squeezing that very important thank you, and gotta always thank Mama. Always thank Mama. Well, maybe not first and foremost, but you know. Crank Bell walking away with the third place here tonight. What a great season Bell had. Heck of a job out there by him all season long, walking away with a great finish to the year. Looks like that's going to bring us into our second place finisher. Let's see if we can't grab our second place finisher, Tanner Tallarico, inside of that Michigan Cat car. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. That was a wild one there, that last little run we had, but nonetheless, awesome night altogether, and I had a lot of fun. Happy to get a little more airtime for the Caterpillar guys. I know this is probably going to be their last time supporting me in sim racing, but nonetheless, it's been a sweet journey to have them on the car and everybody else all season long. Just wanted to make sure that I thank them first and foremost with all their support so far this season. But yeah, crazy race we had there at the end. I really had the outside line really working there for a few laps, and definitely thought I was going to have the run coming back to the line to get a win. But you know, stuff happens, and you know, I think we were only like 3/10 off. So I'd have to say from being 5 or 6 seconds back there with 40-50 to go to only not even 4/10, I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, Tanner, tonight, a heck of a race, a lot on the line. The championship on the line here tonight. You came in with a 12-point advantage over race winner Brett Hahn. You were able to snatch away the pole, snatch away the most laps led. Did you think that you were going to have to finish in a podium spot in order to keep the championship, or did you feel pretty comfortable?
Well, I did the math earlier today, and I kind of looked at worst case scenario. If Brett was able to maximize on all the bonus points, I think I had to finish 8th or better, and I really like Atlanta. I've got a lot of laps here testing with a couple really close buddies of mine that are running in the Coca-Cola series, so they've given me a lot of tips and pointers and stuff over the last year or so how to get around this place. So that helped a little bit coming into tonight, and I kind of knew as long as I could keep him either in my mirror, obviously, or just, you know, 2 or 3 spots ahead of me in my windshield where I could see him, I was going to be okay. And that's really the whole game plan. That's all I really did all night long. Was really conservative with the pit strategy there to try to, you know, aid in that a little bit towards the second half of the race. But everything went pretty much according to plan. I don't think I could have asked to have it go any other way.
All right, Tanner, where it looks like starting to get pulled on the arm there. It looks like you've got a championship trophy presentation to go hit to. So we're going to let you go deal with that for just a second. We'll snatch you back up here before we step away from the track. So any brief thank yous, love yous, anything like that before you go over there and pick up that trophy?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, as always, my family and friends. I know I've got quite a few family members that are tuning into this to watch every race, and you know, I'm sure my grandma and my mom and maybe my aunt, and I think the same people I think every single week, but they're loyal to watching. So appreciate everybody for tuning in, and then everybody at Cyber for putting this on all season. You, Dave, you've done a phenomenal job all season long doing these broadcasts, and we all love watching them and going back and watching the replays and whatnot. But as I said, Caterpillar Pro Coat, Advanced Auto earlier in the year, couldn't have done it without their support all season long. That's about it. I'm going to go over here and pop a cold one and go lift this trophy in the air.
All right, my man. Well, we'll catch up with you here in just a few more moments. There you have it. That was the driver walking away in the second spot here tonight, but walking away with the championship trophy. That is the one Michigan Cat car. Tanner Tallarico getting the job done, walking away with a second place here tonight. Let's see if we can't now grab your race winner. Let's see if we can't grab a few words with Brett the Jet walking away with the race win here tonight. Brett, you got a copy?
Oh yeah, I do, Dave. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh man, I tell you what, that was a heck of a battle. Those last couple laps, I saw Tanner reeling in the increments. I said, "Oh boy." We were side by side for those last 3 laps. I'm like, "Oh," and I had to send it that last corner. I'm like, "Man, I can't be leading all this lap and lose it on the last." So I'm like, "Well, sorry, Tanner. I don't usually race this way." And I said, "I'm gonna send it however deep Tanner does because he has the advantage on me." And we made contact. And typical iRacing, to shoot your way up the track and you're done with. So sorry about that, Tanner, but I had to get the win done here today, Dave.
Well, my man, you and Tanner pretty much battled it out, not just tonight, but all throughout the season. You closed in on the race win difference with your third race win here. But more importantly, 2 race wins in the final 3 races of the season. With that being said, does that give you any more confidence moving forward? And what's next for Brett the Jet down the line inside that 71 machine?
Yeah, Dave, I tell you what, if there weren't some 10 bonus points coming into this 3-race finale, I tell you what, it would have been a heck of a points battle finish coming into the Sun. And the original admin, Dave Payton, I want to say I won his championship without the 10 points, but that's neither here or there. I just want to say it was an awesome battle to race with Tanner all this time. I tell you what, I've learned so much racing around him, and just to hold him off there at the end, one of his best tracks at Hotlanta, it means a lot to me to bring home the victory against that one machine.
Well, Brett, again, it has been just fantastic and phenomenal to watch you all year long. Always a great post-race interview. I enjoy talking to you each and every time that we can. We talked a lot here outside of this top spot, but, you know, visiting Victory Lane 3 times, so nothing to hang your hat about on the season. You're going to walk away second in the point standings. If you had to lose to anybody, would you rather it be anybody besides Tallarico?
Nope. I think second place to him at any place, whether championship or the race, is a win in your own book. I mean, he is the man to beat when it comes to this NASCAR racing with all he's learned, and even taught me to make me faster. I tell you what, I can't thank him enough for all the pointers, and I can't thank him enough to be out here racing against me, because I tell you what, Dave, you don't learn anything until you go out there and actually race against people like him, and you improve so much just by the people you race against.
Well, Brett, man, again, congratulations on not just tonight's race, walking away with the race win, but visiting Victory Lane 3 times throughout the season, twice here in the postseason, finishing with a solid second place in the point standings, man. It's been a fantastic season for you and all the Brett the Jet fans out there watching. I know they're watching. So why don't we give you the mic for just a minute, let you talk to your fans, and you can go ahead and give your shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car. Hats off, my man. It has been my pleasure.
Thank you, Dave. And yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank Tanner for all the tips and tricks, the sweet paint job for all the Brett the Jet fans to root on out here. You, Dave, in the booth, the admins, Chris and Jade here, do an awesome job. Got to thank the teammates, Tim, Andrew, Nick, Eddie, all of them. Got to thank Blade Note for putting on the sponsor. And yeah, Dave, hopefully can talk to you sometime as I probably turn my head towards some short track racing with the ARC group. Be sure to check them out on iRacing in the league page. And yeah, I plan to run a whole bunch of short track stuff, and hopefully I can talk to you again here, Dave, with that series.
All right, Brett. Well, once again, my man, it has been an absolute pleasure to speak with you all throughout the season and walking away with the race win here tonight in Victory Lane. Just always a pleasure to talk to you. And I'll keep my eye on you, and we'll see if we can't see some of that short track action at some point in time. But keep yourself safe, my friend. And until next time, man, just keep it fast like you always have been.
Yep, for sure, Dave. And yeah, I just want to thank real quick. I forgot to thank all the Brett the Jet fans, the family, my family and friends. And yeah, Dave, hopefully maybe even see you on some dirt side of stuff. But yep, as I like to say, just flew by you. And take care, Dave. Stay safe. And everyone else watching.
Well, there you have it. Final words from the driver walking away with the race win inside that 71 machine, actually out of fuel, crossing the line. So Brett laying it all out for the race win here tonight. Heck of a job by him, and I do believe we may be able to catch back up with our season winner, your champion here in the Cyber Thunder BladeNode.com Pro Series. Tanner, man, how heavy is that trophy?
It's pretty heavy, man, but I'm not sure it's as heavy as, Oh, shoot. This is awesome, Dave. What a season. Hats off to all my teammates and all my friends that have helped make this possible, and this is freaking sweet, man. I wanted to win the Pro Cup Championship ever since I heard about it, and, unfortunately, I won't be coming back next season. I'm going to kind of leave batting 1,000, if you will, and got some other stuff up my sleeve I want to go try out when next season gets here. I'm going to be firing up my own league. Short track league on Wednesday nights called the ASRC, American Sim Racing Club. And we'll be specializing in fixed super late model racing and traveling to short tracks all across the virtual United States. So looking forward to that. Not sure how much driving I'm going to do, but right now I'm just looking forward to opening up a cold one and chilling out for a little bit. But yeah, this is pretty sweet, Dave.
Well, Tanner, we won't keep you too much longer here. We'll let you enjoy your championship celebrations here. But I do want to say big time hats off, tip of the cap to you, man. It has been an absolute pleasure watching you all season long. I don't want to say a dominating season, but a pretty dominating season. Victory lane 6 times, multiple different podium finishes for you inside of that one car. So, man, it has been, as I already said, an absolute pleasure watching you race your way to this championship. And I don't want to say fortunately or unfortunately, but either way, getting to watch you bat 1,000 and hang your hat up at the top of the mountain. So, congratulations with everything that you've done, and we wish you the best in everything you do moving forward, man. It has been once again just an absolute pleasure watching you out there on the raceway. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, final parting words to all of the race fans here?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said earlier, all my family and friends, sponsors, all my buddies I've made in the league ever since I've been here. I think we're going on almost 3 years now. It's been a blast, and I'm just looking forward to a break. I'm probably going to try to do a little bit of the Road to Pro Series in a couple weeks and spot for my buddy Ashton in the Coke Series, and kind of take a little bit of time off for a while and get back to square one. But I'm gonna go celebrate and finish off the night right, Dave. Woo!
All right, my man. Well, we'll look forward to catching up with you when we can.
All right, Dave. We'll talk to you later, man. Thanks for everything.
There you have it. Happy, ecstatic, excited championship winner. The man on screen inside that Pro Coat Michigan Cat QuickTime Media. Number 1, the 24-year-old from Charlotte, Michigan, Tanner Tallarico, walks away with that championship trophy. Whew, what a race it was tonight, race fans, here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. As always, CyberThunderBladeNode.com Pro Cup Series put on one heck of a show, and looks like producers hitting the button, so you know what that means. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Walking away with the victory, the 71 of Brett Hahn. Finishing the race in second place, but walking away with that championship trophy, the 1 of Tanner Tallarico. Crank Bell going to finish in a solid third place, last driver in the podium positions, and walking away third in the point standings after tonight's race. Heck of a job all season long by everybody in that 14 crew. Crank Bell going to finish in third. Kyle Jetty going to slot home in fourth, while Bryson Clark rounds out your top 5. Jeff Sharp finishing in 6th. 7th goes to the 55 of Eddie B. and Bob Rogerson. Walking away in 8th, Jay Morris. Going to finish tonight's race first car off the lead lap in the 9th position. The 34 of Tom Richter going to walk away from the track in 10th, while Cole Gray finishes in 11th. The 92 of Bradley Beeman slotting home in 12th, while Richard Pruitt finishes in 13th. Paul Turner is in 14th, and Michael Witt rounding out your top 15. Jamie Beasley going to walk away in 16th. Frank DiMaggio in the 95 machine slotting home in 17th. 18th spot goes to Zach Shahalis. Chris Wold, after early trouble, that 32 machine finishing in 19th. Brian Dorsey going to walk away in 20th. Eric Anderson in the 83 machine slotting home in 21st. Chris Dean caught up in our early and only incident here tonight, the 2. Walking away from the track in the 22nd spot, Tyler Beeman in 23rd. And rounding out the field here tonight, unable to make the starting grid after mechanical issues, Andrew Payne will walk away in the final spot of the night in 24th. Whew, what a night, what a race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hot Atlanta produces once again for a great championship race here in CyberThunderBladeNode.com Pro Cup Series. As always, race fans, if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side, getting notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Whether you're just casually stopping through to see how we're doing and how things are going, or if you're the dedicated fan, friend, or family, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you do stop by. Keep your eyes peeled to the YouTube side of things, as well as all the Facebook pages, Cyber Thunder Racing League, as well as Darkside Dave Turn 3 Racing Network on Facebook as well. Some big upcoming announcements being made for next season. Keep your eyes peeled for all that, race fans. And with all that being said, it's a new day, new year, new season coming up here for Cyber Thunder. So with that being said, race fans, stay safe, stay loved. Until next time, we'll see you in Turn 3.